Another whiskey here. Thank you. Yeah, I heard you. It's my bet. Let's just see here. Stalling? Come on, fella, it's called thinking. Ain't you ever tried it? Nah, I suppose not. Easy, friend. I didn't mean no offense. Honest. I just, sometimes my mouth moves a little faster than my brain. Apologies. Didn't mean nothing by it nohow. A prickly crowd in here. Now, I've got a lot to consider, such as Mr. Tall and Quiet over here hasn't folded a single hand since he sat down. Now, that could be the telltale sign of an incompetent card player, or it could be him lulling us all into a false calm so we won't think he's got nothing when he finally has something good. And you, Blondie, the way you've been scratching your beard like that tells me you might have just made the straight, but then again, maybe not. Can't know for sure, can I? The old-timer's still in the hand because he's got money to burn ever since he took half of mine in that one hand. Load of bull, I still say. I mean, the odds of him pulling that king on the river, yes, I am still harping on that, and I reserve my right to keep on harping until I've made my money back. Or at least until you've lost it. Yeah, you're lucky I got a healthy respect for my elders, or I might be requesting to have a look up your sleeves. But I ain't. Ain't implying nothing about nobody. Can't a man just talk anymore? Oh, thank you. Right here. Nothing like a glass of the good stuff. Right, my bet. No, I didn't forget. What, you think I've been kicked in the head too many times? More times than I'd like, for sure, I'll grant you that, but let's see now. Well, fellas, it's been fun, but it's getting late, and I'd rather not head home entirely empty-handed, so, I'd better go all in.
Cool. We are out of initiative. You hear the bells ringing around you, the sounds of battle coming from elsewhere on the island. You guys start to run, healing yourselves and sort of regrouping as you go. After where those last two fleeing soldiers went, to the direction of where you can hear the battle and toward where Nurgle is clearly trying to get you to go. You come around the corner into the village proper and can see that your squad is engaged in a pretty overwhelming fight against a group of Lithiosian soldiers. You can also see that, spread out in front of you, this is a better vantage point to be able to see what's really going on, and Erebraer is definitely losing. It's close. There's a lot of back and forth, and there's a lot of dead soldiers from Lithios lying on the ground as well. But you can see fires going up from some of the buildings. You can see that shield still wavering over your head. You can see that beyond it, there's just this overwhelming number of ships. It feels like they have just infinite reinforcements. Your friends and allies are bloodied, kind of barely holding their ground. Past them, you can see druids in animal forms and with animal companions facing off against these soldiers, but you can see them being cut down. And it's this sort of moment of you guys had been feeling good because you'd so successfully held your side of the island, but the rest of the battle around you is not going nearly as well. That is, until a beam of light pierces through the overcast clouds above. It comes from somewhere above your heads, streaking over all of Luola like a comet, and directly striking one of the Lithios flagships. This is longer range than anything you've got or anything Lithios has got. You see the flagship's sails immediately go up in flames, as all eyes turn to the source of the light, where a gap is opening in the cloud cover. Through that gap comes sailing a beautiful and familiar airship. It's clearly undergone some modifications, a fresh coat of paint, some new sails affording it a greater degree of control, and of course this beautiful, spindly clockwork cannon of light mounted on the front of the ship that even now is already starting to charge up for another blast. A figure steps to the prow of the airship and leaps off, her massive clockwork wings unfurling behind her, backlit by the artificial sun building size in the cannon. She soars down closer to the island below, her silver hair fanning out behind her, and raises a longsword and shouts in a voice that echoes even above the sounds of the battles that still rage below. Instruments of the Empire, stand down! Flee, or divine justice will be wrought this day! As she says this, the cannon on the airship fires again, setting another flagship on fire. You can see your allies in the group closest to you are looking. You see, as you guys come around the corner, you make eye contact with Nell and Alden and Shiloh, who all have this look of the same look on their face that I'm seeing on your faces right now of, are you fucking kidding me? But the rest of Erebraer's forces seem to rally. They lunge forward, and you can see that the Lithios forces are pulling back. Another, huge wave surges up in the ocean, conjured by some druid or cleric, presumably, and knocks one of the Lithios rowboats that was coming into the ocean. And you can see that the tide of the battle shifts slightly. And it's at this point that the adventurer looks down at the group of you and smiles.
It's definitely because we showed up.
And that's where we will end.
I give her a peace sign with my mage hand.
That's where we will end our session.
She sits up and turns toward you and goes,
Hello.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome,
Necromancy.
everyone.
Are you? Oh, God.
This is really scary.
Has anyone seen Jerry?
Hester goes over to Beatrice and Benedict and is like, okay, is this... I know that that you're covering up, there's something going on. Is this fine, or is this weird? Guards continue to give chase, everybody keeps running. At this point, nobody has kind of caught up with anybody, but you see guards are sort of pouring out of the square as the high priestess is sort of you see she herself is backing toward the cathedral because she's still kind of scared of Reagan, but she's kind of shouting fan out, find them, find the terrorists who attacked our ceremony. She's shouting this. The kind of crowd, some of it has dispersed, but some of the crowd is still hanging around. The guards start to spread out as Finn, you start to run toward Reagan, your hand kind of already outstretched to dimension door him. It is at this point that all of you hear a kind of... There's a quiet whistling sound and a strange feeling in the air. And then from right under the platform, there is a massive explosion. This fireball completely just wrecks the entire square. I need dexterity saving throws from all of you.